I think it's not good to celebrate the breaking up of ODM. Why do I say that? I say that because we have seen political parties on the continent just disappear, so to speak. CCM is disappearing. MPLA, Frelimo, even NC is struggling to actually form a government until it asks the people that used to fight during apartheid to come and form government together. Democratic Alliance, yes, all of them are South Africans, but you can see that trend, and therefore ODM, which has survived for 2 decades, to see it also go down in Kenya after KANU went down, after PNU, after NAC, after all those political parties. I think those are not things that one celebrates if we are talking about the building of democracy. Actually, one would like, several parties, strong parties, like what we do when we make alliances. One hoped that there would have been a Kenya Kwanza party. One hopes that there would have been an Azimio, party of all those formations within it. One would have, seen, a third group, so that we begin to actually build proper democracy on the basis of these political parties. So I would myself not celebrate to see ODM breaking, so to speak. Yes, I've listened to Duncan, who says that it is time for ODM to be in government, and therefore they have ceded the opposition mantle to some other people. But now, even when a few ministers were picked into government, we were told that they went to government on their own. It was not ODM. And Duncan gave us the beautiful illustration of borrowing a mattress. So now, they borrowed a mattress in government or within government, because that is not clear exactly, what is happening. But now there are two groups within ODM. There's a group which says that it wants to associate with Kenya Kwanza, and there's another group which says that they don't believe the current government has done well for Kenyans, and therefore they don't want to associate. And that's a huge ideological battle, if one will call it that. And if, of course, it is not resolved within ODM, and of course, people refer to what, Raila said, maybe Mzee, Baba, maybe after 2027, there would be a rethinking. Maybe people would look at the 10 points and so on and so forth. But you see, that's something that people discuss, and they make it something that does not separate them. They discuss and agree on a position, because the more there are two positions, of course, there will be splintering, there will be fracture, there will be things like that. And I want to say that what has happened in Kitengela, the young people again are beginning, they're beginning to look at that group as a purveyor of hope. So, that is the signal that I get. It is like they were saying, even we won't even register to vote. We are not sure we know whom to vote for, or we are not sure that it's clear who can deliver what we demand as Gen Zs. The things that they demanded, follow the constitution, follow the law. We want employment. We don't want corruption. We don't want impunity, etc., etc. So I think if you see it as young people beginning to see a ray of hope, that is the correct way to see it and to understand it. And I think that was mentioned actually by Eman. He did mention that, and it's a beginning. And one thought that even the Maragas, the Mwangis, the Kigames, the Omtatas, and all that, they could interrogate this kind of reality. I think myself, and I'm making this point and the last one, I think that ODM will survive as ODM if actually it allows a leadership succession. So that the young people, that Raila, and I went to some campaigns with Raila, during Azimio, for example, and actually a lot of those elections. So I think the Raila in those meetings, he would sit patiently. He would wait, for Sifuna to say something, to Babu to say something, to those guys who charged the crowd for him before he spoke. And in a way, I would imagine that was a way of beginning to raise a generation post Raila. And so I don't think that it is in ODM's interest to block that generation. So that if they are not able to agree that this is time for passing on the battle, then they will be destroying ODM. And for me, ODM will survive as ODM if this new generation now takes over leadership. If it doesn't and stays there and is frustrated, still ODM will not make much impact. If it leaves ODM and goes somewhere else, as is being suggested, then it means that ODM will just follow the path of CCM, MPLA, Frelimo, ANC. ANC is trying to be a little strong. So that is what will happen. But I would myself caution Sifuna, and one maybe is better to caution somebody privately, but let me say this, that even when you are like a symbol of something, you must make the others you're working with comfortable, so that at some point they are not made to leave you because they feel that you are hogging the glory, the space, and blah, 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 blah. Because I know even young people who are in politics sometimes disagree on seemingly minor things. And if this group is trying to show what a new Kenya can be, then they have to be careful so that they don't simply make associations purely on the basis of, if I want to be a senator in Nairobi, what do I do to get that? If I want to be a governor in Nairobi, what do I get to do that? Because there is a way in which they can characterize themselves, and the momentum they are beginning to build also can dissipate. Let me yield. Thank you.